So let's see if I get the chance to record one more today. The more the darker it gets, the less I'm happy about the random sounds this house makes. It's really weird. So there we go. I knew it! Bastards. Stop scaring me. I am not afraid of you. Jesus Christ. So, notebooks. Notebooks. Everybody who knows me knows that I am a big fan of notebooks of various sizes and shapes. Very often they are just black like this. Here we go. If you have any spare black notebooks, you can easily donate them this way, and I will make a use of them. Or they will just happily join other notebooks that just sit on the shelf and wait for their moment. So, what is that vibrating sound? Okay. So, yes, waiting for their moment. So I have bought one notebook recently because I decided that I need some space to write new words that I'm learning, and in panic I realize I have no more notebook space left. And to be honest, I always have a dilemma because there are things that I kind of like keeping separately, perhaps. Notebooks for different purposes. As you should if you have like 200 notebooks waiting for their moment. But things like, for example, a mundane journal. Mundane stuff you write about. Like what you had for breakfast. I don't write shit like that. I catch myself sometimes doing it actually. And being like, oh, today I've done this. And then like, who gives a shit? That's not the point for me, really. I used to write notebooks, journals when I was a kid, or long time ago, and I always would try to make them perfect from the first page, and then something would go wrong, and exactly the same thing would happen with notebooks for school stuff. And I would start, very nicely, a date and stuff, and then the second day something goes wrong and my writing is a bit off, and I'm like, fuck, the whole notebook ruined. My life is ruined. I'm nothing. And then I would have to buy a new one and destroy this and forget about it. And this, I think that's exactly what happened with my journals from that young age. And this is why there's no sign of them, because I would just burn them and pretend they never existed, because the handwriting was off. It was not perfect and therefore not worthy of any attention. So so sometimes it happens now as well that I kind of don't finish the notebook because I want to start a fresh brand new one and fresh start, and I think like, okay, if I start on Monday, that's better than starting in the middle of the week, or if I start on a very important day or beginning of the month, and now it's going to be my birthday soon and I'm like not even halfway through, so that's a disaster. That's a complete overlook on my part. So what am I gonna do? That's terrible. And then I have other notebooks and other things. It's okay. I was kind of joking about the mundane stuff, because in the end there is no mundane stuff. And I sometimes do catch myself when I'm really tired and I feel like I should write something about the day. And I kind of force myself. And it's strange because I tend to sometimes ignore these really important things, and I start writing mundane shit that nobody gives a shit about. and these other things have end up on random notes around the world, random notes in my pocket somewhere, you know, some piece of paper I randomly found because I really had to write it down, and they get kind of lost in translation, or I can't read them later on and I don't know what the hell did I mean. Then you have scraps of dreams kind of that also end up like on my phone. Sometimes the first thing in the morning I pick up my phone and quickly write random, well, not random, but you know, like this keywords, and just to kind of hook it up to the memory very quickly, before it all flies away. And I hate when that happens. Oh my god, I hate when that happens, when I think I remember the dream, especially in the middle of the night when I wake up from a really meaningful dream and I feel like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna forget that, and then of course I fucking forget it. I just turn around, you know, side to side, and then I wake up and forget. So always write your dreams down. Always. Don't ever trust your memory. There is no trusting of human memory. Must take notes in nice notebooks. The niceness of notebook is an imperative. It must look magical. If it doesn't look magical, it's not even worth trying. So yeah, then I end up with like, okay, so I'm gonna do a nice dream journal. Yes. One journal for stuff, one journal for very strictly magical stuff, another journal for tarot, another journal for dream journaling, another journal for shadow work, another journal for grocery lists. I do not know, but sometimes I'm thinking, okay, I'll just put it all together. And to be honest, when I'm traveling, I must put it all together because I'm not gonna carry 5 books with me. Don't get me started of books that I'm actually sometimes carrying around because I move them from place to place, and I need yes, I know Kindle is a thing and I do use it very happily. I love my little Kindle, but there's some stuff you can't have on Kindle. What the fuck is this? What is this? Oh, I think this is the thing that like waters the garden. I think they have like an automatic thing and it just freaked me out. Great. So it sounded like a Mothman trying to get into the house. So yeah, it's just like these journals, these notebooks tend to I see too much. Tend to multiply, and there is no physical way that I can all be like fully satisfied, because then it ends up all together with a journal. Like I can't really have a search function on my journal, although it happens sometimes that I feel like, oh, that's easy, I'm just gonna look by the keyword. Oh wait, so technology, and there's no way that I am doing a just digital journal. There's no way. I need a pen and paper and lights that don't blink at night and freak me out, and other things. So journals are important. How do you do your journaling stuff? Do you do any journaling stuff? I know everybody's got a method. I was even thinking to have like you know, a binder thing with a click thing, and you just kind of add pages as you go along, and you can move around and do whatever the hell you want. But I don't know, I'm not fully convinced. Doesn't feel magical enough for me. So, okay, right is a diplomatic way of saying enough of this nonsense. And I see later, because I have signs that my phone will die anyway from the nonsense overload, and I will have to kind of wait for better days. So I'm gonna stop for now. I'm not entirely sure that I kind of made my point here. And But there's always tomorrow, so I'll come back and I'll see if I, in my magical notes, whether I have missed some very important points, and then we can move on to more serious stuff. Because I feel like this place here, I feel like regardless of what I said before, not being able to find my space, actually this window is really nice, and actually I kind of feel like I can make serious videos here. Well, serious-ish, because I need to kind of let some things out and clear the space before I actually move to what I'm supposed to be doing. But it has to be done. There's no way around it. So the Fool has to go for full circle. Full circle. Full circle, and then it can, do the same thing again or something. So I shall see you soon. This light is weird.